Alright, let's talk about Karen culture, especially online Karen culture, because I've just made an observation. In my opinion, of course, is it just me or is online cancel culture where somebody says or does something that goes beyond the pale and then somebody or a group of folks often just kind of whip up a mob in order to cancel that person, basically end their meaningful existence, um, especially if they haven't done anything illegal. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with necessarily naming and shaming, but if you're trying to destroy somebody's life, especially if they made a mistake, I don't know, that don't seem cool to me, man. But I digress. But here's something that we've learned, because I do tend to think that Karen is more of a racial slur as well. So that's why I have a little A there, but I am saying it in this. Yes, I realize I'm a complete hypocrite. These things happen. But as far as Karen culture goes, what have we done? We've observed something in society. Very often, these individuals happen to be white women, and they're known for their trustees of saying, well, something's not right here, so I'd like to speak to the manager. Or they're legendary for, well, something's going on and it don't look good. So they often will call the police on things that, I don't know, maybe your average Sally Dick or Jane would go, well, that ain't the biggest deal. Maybe you could have said something. Maybe you don't need to kind of be an ass about it. You don't need to kind of go out of your way to try to push somebody's buttons or something and just kind of like assume that you're right. Maybe there's more going on here. I'm just saying, but when you had folks of a certain age kind of going on and doing things on the internet, what do we have? We had, okay, boomer. Just kind of a disrespectful, apathetic way of just saying, okay, we don't care about what you have to say. And it's powerful, man. It's powerful. I've used it myself, and it was so satisfying. And it's like, well, what do you respond to that? You can respond, but basically the person at that point is just kind of like throwing you down there. It's like, oh, you're under the bus. It's like nobody cares about what you're saying at all. And that got me to thinking. I'm like, is it can't be that simple. It's like, well, if we don't like what's going on the internet, it's like, is this not just online Karen culture? Is it not kind of the same thing where it's like folks are just kind of nitpicking? I don't know, a lot of times back in the day we called that tattletaling. I'm totally a tattletale. I've done it myself. I am a terrible human being. You just gotta be straight up about it. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, huh. Well, what happens if somebody tries to start freaking out about something that's like, okay, Karen, like, it seriously can't be that simple, can it? Because it's like, well, we use that for okay boomer, and it's like, well, now at this point, it's like, well, being a Karen in just modern vernacular seems like a terrible thing. Even folks that don't necessarily know who Karen is, it's like, well, you don't want to be a Karen. I'm seeing one would say, no, you're gonna call me a Karen and everything. Well, I don't know. Are you acting like it? Does the shoe fit? Do both shoes fit? Is this an actual metaphor? A lot of people seem to like feet and shoes. I'm just saying, I like feet. But again, you're like, oh, well, what happens? We live in 2020, so if there's something you don't like, you just make up a word for it. You make up a word, and if it catches on, it's like, well, we've leveled up to middle school style insults that seem to just put people in their place and just seem to end discussions, and that's how we decide on victory. I don't know, I heard something about facts and logic back in the day, but you know what? We've created a game. We're playing a game. Not everybody necessarily likes the game, but this is where we're at right now. So I'm just curious if and when things happen, folks would just be like, okay, Karen, I'm curious. Again, I tend to think it's a racial slur. My apologies for my French. My apologies to the French, but I digress. Hey, you Dave, I see you down there. And again, shout out to my patron, Joe Franco, as well. But that's all I got for now. Just weighing in on some thoughts. So thank you all for watching. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. And long live the album bump.